Hello, and welcome to Alcohol Free Radio. I'm your host, Chris Becker, and I'm excited to have you join us. Whether you are new to the amazing and growing alcohol-free community, or someone who is already familiar, we hope you enjoy our program. This is where you can hear from some people making a real difference, whether as brewers and creators of amazing beverages, influencers in the community, retailers, authors, storytellers, and more. You'll be hearing from some amazing people, and hopefully learn some new things about the growing world of alcohol-free. We will be using a few segment formats and hosts as we aim to break it down and bring it all together. Our goal is simple: to build awareness about this great community and help make alcohol-free fun, easy, and tasting great. So here we go. Enjoy. Hey there, how you doing? This is Chris Becker here in Better Rhodes studio in Madison, Connecticut. This episode is a Meet the Maker segment with Dan Stiller, and Dan got a chance to interview Chris and Rose Bax, the couple and co-founders and makers of Bax Botanicals. So I hope you enjoy. Take care.
Hi, everybody. It's Daniel Stiller, and I'm here with another episode of Meet the Makers. And today I'm here with Chris and Rose Bax from Bax Botanics. And the Bax part of Bax Botanics comes from Chris and Rose, married couple who co-founded Bax Botanics, and surprisingly, they're still married. They made it through. They made it through COVID isolation, made it through founding a company during COVID, and we're just really excited to have them here today. And so that's the Bax part. But I'd love to learn more about the botanics aspect of Bax Botanics.
Yeah, well, hi Dan, nice to
Chris,
meet you.
over to you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you. So really,
Nice to meet you as well, guys. Thanks so much for coming.
oh, it's a pleasure. So the botanics thing really is very much part of us. So before we even thought about alcohol-free drinks, we actually, when we met through being outdoors and walking and climbing. At the time, I was a chef. Rose is a plant expert, and we were out walking together, and I knew nothing about plants, apart from what a carrot was, and all things that I could eat. So Rose was trying to teach me about wildflowers, which was really cool, really nice start to our relationship. But because I think with my stomach much more than I think with my head, they got to a point where I said, "Well, it's really pretty, Rose, but can I eat it?" And at that point, I could have gone one of the two ways. She could have just told me to sling my hook, or she actually turned around to me and said, "I don't know, let's find out." And so we started doing this research, and this is...
Just wait, stop.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of something dangerous to do with mushrooms? Is it? We'll find out tomorrow. Let's try this mushroom, and we'll find out tomorrow if it's poisonous or not.
Daniel, they say everything's edible. Sometimes just the one time, but it's all about it's all about research. So I was really lucky. Look, I had someone by my side who really knew about plants and really taught me about plants. And we didn't start off just like eating everything we could find. We
studied it.
We studied it, and we started off literally with 3 or 4 plants that we found, and we would eat. And as a cook, I was so excited by this. It was like someone had given you a new grocery store of ingredients that you'd never seen before. So you can imagine how exciting that is for somebody who kind of loves flavor and have been working with flavor for a number of years, to suddenly have all these new ingredients. So we carried on researching, and we got up to 300 or so different plants that we could use, some better than others, and from that. By one of those sort of strange, circuitous routes, it became a business, because somebody then said, "Will you teach us?" And so we taught one person, and that person said, "Oh no, I think this is a business." And we did small groups, and then that developed into a business called Taste the Wild, where we worked teaching people about what they could eat from the wild and botanical ingredients. And also we ended up, because we got to be known as experts, we were consulting to the food industry. So certainly there was a huge surge of interest in wild ingredients when Noma in Copenhagen became the best restaurant in the world, and they were foraging for lots of different things. And so we suddenly got lots of chefs talking to us. We got distillers, we had beer makers, all sorts of different food producers going, well, we want an interesting plant in our product. So so that's what we did.
So Chris, can I just take a step back from?
Of course.
So when we talk about the botanics and you're really and I guess as you talked, you're going on the walk and looking at them. So you were really focused on wild as opposed to out of Rose's garden.
Yeah, at that stage we absolutely were, and that's what we were teaching about as Taste the Wild. But in order to teach, we felt that we ought to be, not rather than just showing someone a plant and saying you can eat this. That's all very well and good, but unless you show them how to do it and interesting ways that they can taste it, then it really has no context. So it's not very interesting. So both myself and Rose used to come up with recipes in order to sort of showcase these ingredients.
We were doing a lot of preserving. So at the end of every foraging day, there would be a table full of jars and bottles of drinks and food products and all sorts of different things that we would give people tasters of and inspire them to sort of sustainably forage their own little ingredients to make these products at home. But we didn't actually sell any products. We just...
This is like alchemy. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And we were literally finding ways of extracting these flavors. So we were using distillation, we were using maceration, we were using things from cookery. We were using techniques from perfumery. Transferring flavors into fats. All sorts of really interesting ways of capturing these flavors. And so people kept on saying, "Can we buy this? Can we buy that?" And we were like, "No, that's it doesn't fit with what we do. We're teachers. That's what we do."
We didn't have the time to be making products, and also we didn't feel we could do it sustainably using wild plants and things. We wanted people to nurture their own blackberry bush that was down the road and just take a few for themselves and leave the rest for nature. And sort of we were really big exponents of that sustainable foraging at the time. So producing a product wasn't possible. So when I'll let Chris talk about when Bax Botanics came along.
I think that's amazing. Like if I can just interrupt that you have this, and again, this is obviously a passion. This is a passion project, and then you've created this passion, from the botanics aspect, and now you have all these people who are participating in that passion, learning about that passion, but then this challenge, because there's a demand for this product, obviously, from whatever everyone's saying, but this attitude towards and mindset of sustainability. And maintain, like, you can't just go and pilfer these wild plants. No. That creates this unique challenge. So how did that passion, that focus on sustainability, allow you to take that next step to create, thankfully, Bax Botanics?
Well, it's an interesting one. So I guess we got to a time in our lives and a time with our other business that we felt like we wanted a bit of a new challenge. And to be honest, the whole alcohol-free thing had kind of slightly raised its head because the woodland where we own a woodland where we teach, where there's an outdoor kitchen and everything. So, but that's in the middle of nowhere. So everybody has to drive there. So if you're going to give them a drink, obviously they can't be drinking alcohol and driving away. We also live completely in the middle of nowhere. So if we want to go out for a night out to a restaurant or anything, one of us has to drive. So there was this kind of definite feeling that we wanted a luxury, adult focused drink that had no alcohol in it. Obviously, we both love flavour, we both love food, and it was really important that we had a sophisticated drink with no alcohol that would go with it. And there was almost nothing available at the time.
When we were first starting making the alcohol-free drinks, I actually did use some wild ingredients in the very first ones. And they were great. They were really, really good. But we couldn't in all conscience use wild ingredients there. So I found organic herb trading who actually work with fair trade farmers who produce organic botanicals. I looked right through all their ingredients list and basically replaced my wild ingredients with sustainably sourced botanicals from their list. And these guys, they're amazing. They actually visit the farms and make sure that the health and welfare of the farmers is good. And yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, and I think that was the key turning point, that we suddenly had this epiphany of thinking, well, actually, we can use all our plant knowledge and all our understanding of how to extract flavour from plants, but we don't have to use the wild stuff. Yeah, that's what we're known for, but we can just use the same skills and source these beautiful organic ingredients. And so once we'd got over that hurdle, it was like, right, okay, we can. There is a way that we can now take this product to market, and kind of that's how the drinks were born. I have to say, I was the first one who did recipe development, and didn't do very well. It was I would say, if we brought those to market, we almost certainly wouldn't be talking to you now, Daniel. If we brought that to market, we would be infamous as producing terrible drinks. But anyway, Rose then picked up that baton and kind of used some of the techniques I'd been playing with, and really came up with the drinks we have now, which we are super proud of.
Well, I don't know, but I guarantee you 90% of my audience right now is thinking, I'd sign up for a bed and breakfast at the Bax household in the middle of nowhere with an outdoor kitchen surrounded by wild plants. I am in for that. But it's, I love these stories where you kind of get that serendipity of, the one meeting someone who can provide sustainably sourced products that you need. This outdoor kitchen that basically created a need for a celebratory or a adult profile drink that complements food.
I think celebratory is exactly
yet allows
right,
people to be driving home safely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Really interesting you use that celebratory.
Let me key in on that a little bit. Well, so when you think of Bax Botanics and you think of someone enjoying it, what's your perfect pour? What environment? How would you serve it? What do you want people to think about when they're drinking that?
I think that the two flavors are for different times of the day. Actually, when I created the recipes, I actually, exactly as you say, I had a time and a place in mind, and so I chose the botanicals to create the mood in your mouth and in your head of that time and place. It maybe sounds a bit weird, but lemon verbena and the mint and the fennel and all those vibrant, uplifting green botanicals that are in lemon verbena remind me sort of a summer meadow, of sitting in the sun. It's very daytime, it's very summery and bright and vibrant and enthusiastic, and it's sitting outside having a lovely long cool drink and just thinking, I'm all in the countryside, and it's all exciting and lively on your palate. And that was how I came to that one.
I always say it's so. I always
that is perfect.
Sorry, I think there's a bit of a lag.
That to me is like I was visualizing that. Okay, there could be. We'll sort that out. But the that as you explain that, I can totally visualize that. Again, it goes back to my bed and breakfast at the Bax household, but in the outdoors, in the field, and the so now, is it something you drink straight on the rocks? Do you mix it with a soda to kind of get that effervescence? What? How do you prefer to pour it?
Well, I like it with tonic and ice and cucumber. That's in the lemon verbena. I think that the sort of the tannins and the depth that's in the tonic sort of balances all those lovely vibrant bright notes that are in the Bax Botanics, and then the cucumber is there as a sort of a softener that also is within that profile. So if you imagine having your flavour wheel, and you've got sort of acidic and earthy and grassy and spicy and all those different areas that you're wanting to try and balance within your drink. The cucumber garnish was basically, I left a gap in the recipe for the cucumber, and then the tonic side also fills a part of that gap to make the whole drink complete. So that's my favourite classic serve, and I would put 1 part Bax Botanics to 3 parts tonic, and the cucumber over ice. So it's just really simple serve, and that's my favourite, really.
I like that. And it's just so accessible, and as people are thinking about this, it's that drink that I can have in the daytime, and even if it's February, I can be dreaming about that summer day in the meadow, or you're out there enjoying that it's a celebration. I think a celebration of flavor is a celebration of that moment. I Yeah, that sounds delicious.
I know it's
The
funny that somebody said to me, it's
Let's
like
explore. Go ahead.
somebody said to me, it's like lying back in a meadow, and there's all those meadow botanicals, that the grass and the chamomile and the mint and the flavours of that meadow, all sort of around and sort of buzzing around your head. And yeah, that's the vibe, really. So yeah, in February, you're right. You're gonna dream that dream.
I could. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, but that's not your only flavor.
No, that's true. No, we have another flavour, sea buckthorn. Now, both flavours are actually made from multiple botanicals. So, sea buckthorn is a berry, bright orange berry that's got a flavour of sort of tart lemon, passion fruit, peach. But that's just one of the ingredients. So in there as well, there's rosemary and other sort of Mediterranean aromatic herbs and some orange as well. And all those combine to give you a really sort of relaxing feeling, I think. So this one, my picture in my head for this one was sinking into an armchair at the end of a day. So you've had a busy day, whatever you're doing, and it's just like, just relax, and it's that. And again, I drink this one with tonic and ice and just a little piece of orange peel. I really feel it de-stresses me. I don't know if it's the rosemary that's in there, or it's the sea buckthorn, or what it is, but the layers of botanicals sort of linger on the palate like a proper adult drink. It's not like just a fizzy pop that just you drink it and the flavour's gone. The flavours stay in your palate, and I think that's also partly why it sort of helps you to relax, and you do really feel like you're having a top quality drink. And they're both like that. They both have really good length on the palate, and that's down to the botanicals that are chosen in the recipes. But yeah, so sea buckthorn's the relaxing one, and lemon verbena's the vibrant one.
The vibrant, zesty. I'm glad you mentioned that. What I look for is something that kind of gives me pause for thought. I don't want a soda or pop, or I want something that as I experience it, it gives me a pause for thought. Christine Parkinson's refers to these as speed bumps. Like you got kind of these little bumps in the road that give you pause for thought, allow you to think about it. And I think that's part of that relaxation as well. It takes your mind off of everything else. And, I can't wait to try, after just hearing you explain them, I can't wait to try the products again. And with that mindset, because I really think you need that to fully appreciate and understand. Like you have to, and again, I thank you so much for telling this story, because you realize how grounded to the earth these products are. And boy, like everybody can use that right now. Just get a little more authentic, a little more grounded, kind of from, just that concept of laying back in the field and just knowing that everything in the product draws its way back to the earth is, that's pretty cool. That's I really appreciate that. And I think what's great is not just the authenticity of it and the passion behind it, but this is actually really good for you.
Yeah, too right. Well, we don't put sugar in them. We don't put thickeners or sweeteners or colours or anything in there. We have a really, really clean ingredients deck. So it is just purely the botanicals, and then we put potassium sorbate in to keep it preserved, and citric acid in as an acidifier so that it has a great shelf life. So from making it, we actually have 18 months on there. From opening, there's 6 months, and they don't need to go in the fridge. But there's no, health-wise, because there's no sugar or thickeners or anything in there, it's very, very low in calories. There's just half a calorie per serving. So if you want to put sugar in, or syrups in there and things, or fruit purees, whatever, you can do, and you can make some lovely, lovely cocktails. But as a base product, it's so low in calories. You can have it as a great option if you're trying to control your intake.
That's amazing. So you're controlling your intake of alcohol, you're controlling your intake of sugar, you're getting grounded to the earth through the botanicals, you're participating in an authentic homegrown product that doesn't come from some, 1,000,000 square foot warehouse. It's you touch and create everything.
Yeah, that's true. We have our own small distillery, and we have three stills in there. They have names. We weren't intending to name them, but apparently it's very traditional to name stills. Our first still was named after my great-grandfather, his name was Ebenezer Bax. So he had an excellent name. So the first still is called Ebenezer. But
yes, that's a fantastic name.
And it's even more fitting because he was a Baptist minister who was part of the temperance movement and really preached very hard that people shouldn't drink alcohol. So we felt he would be hugely proud to have a still making alcohol-free drinks named after him. So that was our first still. Our second still was named after his mother, which had no more relevance apart from the fact that she had an excellent name. She was called Hefzibah. Hefzibah Bax, and so we thought, we had to name the second still after Hefzibah, and then the third still is named after Rose's grandmother Edith, because Edith is kind of, I think, part of the heart of Bax Botanics, because she was the one who taught Rose about plants and inspired Rose about plants when Rose was a girl. So none of this would have happened. None of our passion would be there if it wasn't originally for Edith. So we named the third still after Edith. And we do, as you said, we absolutely make
amazing.
it ourselves.
That's thank you for that. I love the names. I love the story about Edith, and that's brilliant. And that to me is, the very fact that you're that connected, and these are the stories that I want people to hear and to learn about, and that this isn't about just finding something and taking alcohol out. This is about creating a whole new classification of products that happen to be alcohol free, and that's amazing.
We think of them as being botanical.
When I think about that perfect pour, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we think of them as
say
being
that again, Rose.
We think of them as being botanical drinks rather than trying to be gin-like, because we don't put any juniper in there or anything. So they are just drinks that are based around botanical flavours rather than trying to be anything else. Although some people say they quite like a gin, especially when with tonic. But that wasn't ever the idea. It was just to make a drink for a time and a place.
Yeah, and you've done that, and I'm really looking forward to experimenting with that. And at the end of the day today, with a little light, with a peel, with some orange peel and some tonic, I'm just looking over to my kitchen right now and figuring out when I'm going to do that. I may take a little daydream walk and kind of imagine a field as well. I love talking to you. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I am so keen on visiting you guys. I think what an escape that would be. I know I haven't been given an invite, and I'm not giving an invite to everybody, but I'm all in favor of the Bax the Bax bed and breakfast. I'm in.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else anything else you guys want to share, just for people to really kind of be able to paint the picture and understand beyond just the liquid what Bax Botanics really is?
I think so when we set out, we decided we were going to create some pillars for the business that if ever we had any doubts about where we should go and what we should do, we would come back to these kind of key points. And they were great taste at the heart of what we do, but not just great taste in drinks. We like to show we try and use great taste in the way we deal with people, the way we, the way we do business. We try and do that with thinking about how we do that very much. So great taste, authenticity, we've talked about, and that's really important to us in a world of kind of marketing hype and sort of hyperbole. We are real people making a real product in a real time-honored way, and we're so proud of that. And then sustainability, we've talked about a bit, but we consider it with all the things we do, with every part. So the material we make our labels out of is a waste product from the sugar industry. All our cardboard that we use is fully recycled, rather than just being recyclable, which is one of those things at the moment that people are spinning to make things. It is all recyclable, but it's not. A lot of it's made out of sort of virgin pulp. So those sort of things, and everything we do, the way we heat our distillery, the way we cool our liquids, is all. We consider all that sustainability when we're doing it. So those were two of the pillars. The other ones were...
The other one's innovation. Yeah. And the innovation comes in with new flavours and new ideas, which we're actually working on at the moment. I've actually had a little still going today.
Is this an announcement?
No, it's not.
It's
not. It's ongoing innovation.
I think you nearly announced it then.
No, but we are always looking to
edit
things on.
No, I think it's the fact that we are constantly trying to move things forward and produce more interesting drinks, and a heart of what we do is creativity. So we're always we can't stop. Particularly, we can't stop Rose creating. It's never going to happen. Rose will always create something for the rest of her life.
I've spent quite a lot of time making lots of cocktails with lemon verbena and sea buckthorn, And quite often on a weekend, I'll busy myself making new cocktails or putting them on Instagram and making, all this sort of thing. And I love it. I really like inspiring bartenders or home mixologists or whatever. And we have all sorts of different things on the website, from blueberry smash to, Negronis, all sorts of different things you can do with what we have. But beyond that, we are looking at doing some new things as well. As Chris says, you can't keep the creative one down.
Yeah. Watch this space.
No. Well, no, and that's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And just for sharing your passion with us. It's I think that's what's it's so exciting for me is to move beyond the product, to move beyond the business, and just really share these passionate stories of creators. And we're excited to be partnered with you and to help you share this with as many people as possible. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
Love chatting with you, Daniel. It's been a real pleasure, and we're very, very grateful to be with you guys at Better Rhodes. Fantastic.
Thank you, guys. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. Chris and Rose from Bax Botanics. Thanks, guys.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Alcohol Free Radio. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a message on social media or through email at hello@betterroads.com. Great to be here with you all together. Take care.